What is up guys, Thunder Studios here. Today I'm going to take a look at both Blokees Classic Class Dark of the Moon Bumblebee and Dark of the Moon Megatron. Starting this review with Bumblebee because in my opinion he is the more interesting of the two. And that face sculpt there, that is really fantastic. Like one of the biggest praises of this figure is the head sculpt. It looks spot on to the movie. The one sort of issue I do have with this is the plastic is in this dark grey. Like very dark grey, almost black, and I wish it was lighter to bring out more of the details in the sculpt. But yeah, other than that, and the missing Autobot logo on the head, it looks really good. As for the chest, most of this guy is part separated, which means the parts come on different color sprues. One of the sprues was in this very shiny silver that you can see all throughout this guy, and that looks fantastic, especially on the chest. That helps bring out the front of the Camaro. And for the arms, you can see they just look spot on to the movie. There's a subtle bit of printing on the arms, and if you turn them to the side, the wrist guards sort of have that silver bit to them, and you can see some mechanical texturing to that as well. The torso is also very nicely detailed, same with the crotch piece, and the legs. Wow, there is just a bunch of hidden mechanical details all throughout this guy, and even on the inside of the legs and front of the legs, the silver paint, and even the feet, there is a bunch of hidden mechanical details. And for the back of the figure, it's very clean looking because this does not have to transform. I really do like the look of the door wings there and the tires on the back. As for one of my favorite features about Blokees Classic Class kits is if you give them a flick, they light up. And Bumblebee here, his eyes are just so vibrant, very expressive. And one thing I do wish, since the light pieces do have a light on the front, I wish the Camaro lights could have lighted up too, but that's not really a huge issue for me. I just really love the way that head looks with the glowing eyes. I just wish it was a lighter shade of plastic. Aside from the lighting eyes, this Bumblebee also has a really cool set of accessories. Starting with the hands, he has one pair of fisted hands and a pair of jazz hands, and they're super expressive too. And for the left arm, he also comes with his arm blaster, which is really nicely detailed there. And at the end for it, there is a blast effect port for some of the included effects with the stand, which I will talk about later. One thing I do wish was handled differently with the blaster is that you have to split it apart to take it on and off the figure, instead of just being one clean accessory. But that's not really the biggest deal in the world. And also for his head sculpt, he comes with a plain one that you've seen throughout this video, but he also comes with his battle mask. And if you turn on the lights, the eyes just peek through, and that looks amazing there. And looks very menacing as well. And for the final accessories, he comes with his missile pods, and they can also be angled on the shoulders as well. And yeah, they're very small and kind of sharp, so just be careful when putting them onto the figure. But they also look very good, especially like for more action-y shots. They look really good and very accurate to the movie. Now, taking off all of his accessories, one thing I forgot to mention is the color on this guy. It doesn't show up well on camera, but is extremely like sort of this dark orange, and that looks amazing on him, especially compared to like the more like vibrant yellow that we usually get from Bumblebee, and it looks really good. As for his articulation, it's kind of basic, but there are a few like neat tricks for him. There is a ball joint at the head, which can also rotate. The arms have two ball joints, so one in the shoulder and one in the arm, so yeah, it can go up and do the full 360. So it has bicep rotation and an elbow bend, which I wish there was a little bit more range there, and also ball jointed wrists, and you can bend them in and rotate them. And for the back here, the door wings are on ball joints, same with the tires there, and the waist is on a ball joint, so it can sort of give him an ab crunch and full 360. The legs, on the other hand, kick up to about that far, go back all the way that far, and only out to the side that far. But something really cool about them is when you activate the knee bend, it sort of has like a shifting effect with the armor, which is really cool to see, and also a ball joint for the feet, which means they can rotate and pivot. In terms of quality, these two are a massive step up from my previous Blokees reviews, like the Iron Man and the Action Edition Optimus Prime. As you can see, they still are like a little bit bouncy, kind of sucks, and you can sort of see the leftover pieces of the sprue on them. So yeah, I'd recommend some clippers. But like none of the pieces broke on me, and they also like feel pretty solid. As for Megatron, something I did not expect about this guy is the colors on him. They're very dull and closer to the movie, whereas in like the promo shots and everything, this plastic looked a lot more greenish. I'm not really a fan of, but looking in person, it is, yeah, much better. But I do wish there was paint on the head sculpt, because like the sculpting is very, very nice, but it's like very bland. And yeah, as you can see, the lights do light up on Megatron as well. Not as bright as Bumblebee, but still pretty nice. And as you can see, there's like parts of the vehicle mode scattered about. And come to the side of the arms, they both have like this asymmetrical look, which is very cool. See? And yeah, there's just like a bunch of junk hanging off him, and he looks really dope. As for the torso, you can see the mechanical details and like this metal ab section. Same with the crotch and the back of the figure. You can see the smokestacks from the vehicle mode and like this sort of like spinal column, which is very sick. As for the legs, this might be weird to say, but this is definitely my favorite part of the figure. They look amazing, and they're very like solid feeling, and I just love all the detail on them. You can even see like the individual rivets on some of the pieces, which is very, very cool. And just like the wear and tear on some of the parts to match the movie. That looks really cool. And as you can see, he has the accurate wheels to the movie as well. That is very neat to see. As for his accessory, he just comes with his shotgun, but it is nicely detailed as well. There's a bunch of like wires and everything. And at the end, there's just two little knobs, which is pretty cool. As for Megatron's articulation, I would have liked a bit more on the head. It's just restrictive due to the sculpt on this guy. The arms, if you lift up this part, can go up to all the way that far, full 360. Sort of an elbow rotation and elbow bend, only to 90 though. I mean, this guy's articulation is understandable, but Bumblebee, since he's more like skinny and more agile in the movie, I would have liked more articulation from him. But he also has a ball joint at the floor, so it can rotate and pivot as well. And the claw is articulated on each of the points. You can like definitely grab stuff. As for this hand, it is also on a ball joint, so that means it slightly can rotate, and also the thumb is on a hinge there. Something really cool about this guy is if you pull up the torso, that gives access to a ball joint. That means you can rotate it, and you can give them a forwards and backwards ab crunch. Same with the legs, they're on drop down hips. So yeah, the legs can kick up really far. Same with the backwards range and out to the side. And they've also got a thigh rotation. And same with Bumblebee, really cool shifting armor. And for the legs, the same range as Bumblebee. Yeah, so Megatron here is very nicely detailed. One more thing to note is they both include stands, and at the bottom of their feet, they include like holes for you to peg into the stands. But one thing I wish is that the hole is actually lined up, because on Bumblebee they're at the front of the feet, and Megatron they're at the back, so when they're standing next to each other, it looks kind of odd. And also side tangent here, but this Optimus Prime, which I might review soon. In the instructions, they tell you to put on the stickers like this, so this part's sticking out to that side. But to connect them, you actually have to flip this around. So that's a slight nitpick, but that's also very annoying because these parts don't connect, so you do have to flip them around. So that is going to conclude my review of Blokees Classic Class Dark of the Moon Bumblebee and Megatron. Overall, I do think these guys are pretty good, pretty decent for the price you get, and definitely, yeah, Bumblebee is definitely my new favorite Blokees that I've got so far. And if you guys like Dark of the Moon, I'd highly recommend these. It's just they are a little bit complex to build, but if you built Lego before, you pretty much know how to do it. And Bumblebee is going to be my pick if you do want to get either of these, just because he comes with way more accessories and overall looks better because of the colors and everything, and yeah, lights up better. Both of these as a set, I am going to give them a strong 7, maybe 7.5 out of 10. And just because Megatron's lacking in the paint department and Bumblebee's plastic is slightly too dark. So let me know in the comments what you thought of this review, what you think of these figures, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Peace.